parallel dimension. Build this farm and never run out of carbon again. Okay guys, so this is a continuation of the last build we did with the Faecium Farm. We actually are going to be expanding this, and I'm going to go ahead and show you a few basic principles. So first things first is how to make an upside down biodome build. You don't have to place your biodome upside down. However, I like them and I use multiple double and triple biodome setups with micro biodomes in them, allowing for much larger farm systems to be built in much smaller areas of space while still retaining the core principles of using every single resource you may want to be using. That way you're not getting anything non-legitimately. You're just building in a smaller space of what can already be built in the game and able to harvest it in way less button presses. This way there is no cheating and you are not cheating yourself out of the grind to get the resources, but you are aiding yourself in getting what is a lot more resources per button push that you push, allowing you to just get right back into the game every single time your farm is ready to be harvested. This is going to have gamma weed in the bottom of it. I have already placed some gamma weed in the bottom of mine already. I am going to go ahead and show you how to make a micro dome real quickly. This is super easy, guys. So first things first, start with a locker and start shrinking it down. Once you get the locker shrunk down, you're going to want to go ahead and place that locker. The next thing you're going to want to do is throw your build menu open, go to your biodome, and use X and Y on controller at the exact same time until you see a square edit mode icon. Then you're going to duplicate this locker and move the non-placed duplicated item over, and then now that we did XY earlier, when you push the Y and the R2 button, that's Y and R2 at the exact same time while going to place the ghost looking duplicated locker, you will actually place down a micro-sized biodome, which can be placed inside of other biodomes, and the harvester for the big normal-sized biodome will actually harvest all of these micro biodomes inside of it. You can combine this with double and triple biodome setups. I think I have a fully built, fully functioning triple biodome setup in this farm now. That way it will harvest every single one of the plants. I did end up leaving a door on this build. I also ended up deleting this hallway area here because this ended up not being the center biodome. If I do, or I suppose when I do more of these farms in the future, I want to focus more on triple biodome setups using this micro biodome technology, where we can get closer to what is going to be a one button push harvest for a one-stop shop for everything. I'd like to show you some all-in-one resource builds when it comes to these biodomes, due to the fact that you can continuously place a bunch and a bunch and a bunch of little ones, and you can even turn the biodome sideways and place the mini biodomes in there and place even more of these biodomes. You can definitely get some crazy things out of this. We're just abusing the harvest box plus micro biodomes, but we're still getting all of the materials, allowing us for a much smaller footprint for a biodome farm. You still need the same resources, everything else. You're just gonna have to do a couple more techniques while building that will allow you to have one of these massive micro-sized farms that don't even take up the spacing of what would be a space station landing pad. So either a starship landing pad or this wonderful farm could be built in this exact same spot, and that's basically all you can build here. I do apologize for having to have my gun out, but due to being on a high Sentinel planet and being the Nip NIp Geklords, and you know, Sentinels don't exactly like me. I feel like they're still on that like 20 whatever war on drugs thing, and they think even Faecium and carbon plants are drugs, and maybe it's that they don't like babies because I have a baby fauna egg in my inventory. I'm not really sure what the issue is with the space police, but I do know that they are not no good in this game, guys. But as you can see here, when we went to harvest this originally, it only harvested the top biodome. I ended up coming up with an entirely different design here. This is a portal that will teleport me to the center biodome of these three. This should be creating a triple biodome setup. I've shown these in the past before, and they do fully function without micro biodomes. I will be testing this farm out once I have the plants, guys. I never ever glitch my resources. I never do anything like that. But I am out. See yous. Keep it beast mode.